back on Saint LFCTV with your boy Saint. Yo, this isn't even like every other one that I've been saying. This isn't like Brighton or Sheffield, which were big games to us. This is a big game in its own right. This is a very, very big one. So I'm joined today. Very, very happy to be joined by a Chelsea representative. But before we get into that, guys, listen, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. Slap a like, man. Get in the comments. Let me know if I'm talking a bag of was or you agree with what I'm saying. And yeah, I'd like to hear from you, man. But moving on, boy, I couldn't do this without having to, do you know what I mean, call upon someone from the Ops gang. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And I'm very, very, very privileged to have on here man like Prime from the Football Terrace. G, thank you very, very much for coming to join me today, man.
Anytime. Love for inviting me on, bro.
Nah, don't be silly, man. Don't be silly. How you doing today? You all right? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I woke up, had a few things to do and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a good day.
We appreciate you here. We're a very small community on here, but we appreciate you for showing up, man. So like, thank you. So yeah, listen, Prime, man. Boy, can I ask you, is this for us? Everyone knows about Liverpool's woes, you know what I mean? And for us, this is a big game. I just want to know, kicking it off, is it as big of a game for you lot as it is for us?
Yeah, look, playing Liverpool is always going to be a big game. And I'm 22, so me growing up and stuff and the battles we used to have, and it seemed for a few seasons like we played each other 5-6 times a season, which was weird. You know, whether in the Premier League or Champions League or in domestic cups. The way you guys have been for the past few seasons, you've been phenomenal and amazing, all bias and joke aside. This season, you've dipped massively. That's to be expected, though, considering...
Right,
you guys dipping a little bit, I guess.
Listen, yeah. I see you on the Football Terrace, yeah. Like, I appreciate this, you know, showing me a little bit because you're on my channel, but I've seen the smoke that you've had for us on certain channels, bro. We're here for it, man. Like, no holds barred in this show, man. You tell me. I'd like to know from your, do you know what I mean, a rival's point. Let's kick all the bullshit aside, man. What do you really think is going on with us this season? And do you know what I mean? Our demise, should I say?
I don't think it's any I think it's a lot of things. I think with Klopp, he's a manager who he perfects a certain system, and once that system works, it's phenomenal. But once there's a dip in it, it gets exposed, and he can't seem to find a plan B. Happened at Mainz, happened at Dortmund. He almost got relegated. It might be happening now. People can say injuries is a factor, and sure, but you have injuries defensively, but your defense, to me anyway, doesn't seem to be a problem. It's your forward line.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but yeah, no, it is. I mean, Prime, let's be honest. Defenses win leagues. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, okay, where are you guys in the table?
I think you're 5th and we're 6th. And every single week we're playing either when we were 3rd, we're playing 4th, we're playing 5th, we're playing 6th, there's no room to breathe, bro.
But the thing is, though, that shouldn't be. Look, if you guys were leaking goals, I would understand that, fine. But you should still be able to outscore. There's 20 teams in the league. You should be able to outscore 16 teams in the league.
No, I agree, and I hear where you're coming from. It's our lack of imagination, imaginative, progressive play that's a real problem. But that does stem from do you remember last season or the season before when everyone used to say, "Oh, Liverpool don't have any creative midfielders. It's just it's a Brexit midfield. It's workman-like."
Yeah,
you remember that, innit? But the reason it worked so well was because that was the system. Like our avenues, our channels of creativity came from other places, and that workman like midfield covered those spots, and that's all we needed them to do at that time. Do you know what I mean? So now when we don't have those same, the Milners, the Hendersons, the Fabinhos, then like, and we're using them to plug gaps, it is taken away slightly from progressively. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just chat nonsense. Like, yes, our front line, in especially Bobby Firmino, should be doing a lot better. But when you look at it, we sometimes are getting a bit stagnant. We're relying on Trent a bit because we haven't got the personnel to really, do you know what I mean, work the system. That, I think you're right. Klopp works the system, gets it perfected, and kind of relies on that. Quite reactionary when things don't go well in that system. But, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, you say that. That's not an excuse. Because why your midfield is workmanlike, and that allows your Trent and Robertson to push up and be creative. But why
now? But it was. I mean, we've obviously got Thiago and stuff like that. But that was of last season, the season before. That was what we needed a midfield to do, and that's what it did. Now we're kind of
I mean, Thiago is also a flop, but let me not talk about that yet. The thing is, though, why is he playing Fabinho and Henderson at centre back?
Prime, I promised you, that I wasn't going to take too much of your time, and if you start opening up that Pandora's box, bro,
no. But I'm being honest, because I don't understand it, because.
All right, very quickly.
I understand. I understand Van Dijk's out, and that's fine. But you should. Why not just pick a partnership and stick to it? Like, I said the same thing last season with Lampard. Chopping and changing all the time. Find a partnership.
You're right, and there's parts of what you're saying is right. Parts of what you're saying is very rudimentary, basic level. Like, bro, come on, and you know what I mean. And you're right at the end of the day, but at the same time, okay. So Van Dijk went very quickly. I'm not even going to spend too much time. Van Dijk went, and that was a freak. That, you know, before I get into this, guys, make sure, you know, the people that are in here, get in the comments and smash a like, man, and subscribe if you haven't. So Van Dijk went. Listen, that was a freak accident. You know, we didn't know that was going to happen. However, everyone else, Joe Gomez is he's surplus to injuries every single season. Matip, do I need to spend any more time on his injury record? And then we had them to. That's all our backup, really, right? Which you can tell is pretty low, and we needed reinforcements. We didn't get them. Our board tried to do the cheap thing. Didn't really get someone that can slot in right now and go. We ended up getting Kabak and Davies, who aren't really, if I'm going to be very honest, they're not Prem ready right now. Do you know what I mean? What we need right now in terms of, like, you know, like if you've got like a kid, if you've got like a baby sister or baby brother or something, do you know what I mean? And like they're on the training wheels, they're on the bike and they're on the training wheels. They're not ready yet for you to turn your back and go inside and watch them from the window. Do you know what I mean? They need a strong hand there to secure them until they fall. Do you know what I mean? And that's where Henderson and Fabinho come in. Henderson obviously now was doing it because Fabinho got injured. And so we've just needed one of the two. But this is like our 22nd centre-back partnership, not all just because we wanted to do chop and change, but because of what was available to us.
I get that. But again, my thing is, like, one game it's Fabinho and Henderson, the next game it's Fabinho or Phillips, and then it's Henderson and you bought Kabak, or that Ben White guy or something you bought from like the Championship or something. Like, it seems, I know, yes, it's a bit of a factor of an injury, but it always seems like there's a chop.
Not the injury, or the injury. Not
but I know, but it also seems like it's the factor of this chop and change. Like, for me,
I get it. I think, to be honest with you, I think he wants to play right now. This is just my take. I think he's having a bit of issues with the board, especially with the replacements and what they gave him. Like I said, they're on training wheels, and right now we need to get into the top four. So I think he would like to play, reluctantly enough, Henderson and Fabinho, just because he knows what he's getting from them. Obviously, Henderson's picked up an injury. Fabinho's only just coming back fit. It's been it's out of his hand. But if I'm honest, I think that's the partnership he wants to play reluctantly, but is unable to do so. And we're trying to just push this Kabak square peg in a round hole. But yeah, less of that. Moving forward, like I said, our form guide. Take away the form guide. Look at the smile. Piss off, Pride, man. Look at the smile, bro.
Listen, I didn't. You invited me on, so you know what I'm like.
I'm here for all the smoke, bro. I'm here for all the smoke, man. Listen, make some good content. Big up, Ravi, by the way. Shout out. I hope you watched that that show with James Redmond. Shout out James Redmond, man. Make sure you guys are subscribing to him, man. Really,
Redmond, legend.
And make sure you lot are hopping over and subscribing to the Football Terrace. I shouldn't even need to tell you lot. That should be a given, man. Make sure you go over there and check out the shows. Shout out Ian Francis very quickly before I make my point, who said we've only had 18 different partnerships because of our injuries. It is easy to figure out, and it's true, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell you this, Prime, man. It's easier for an outside person to be like, and I get where you're coming from, because I too have been like, bro, but brother, I'm telling you, man, like that's Aspie, that's like, I know you're using him now, but you weren't. That's Christensen, that's Thiago. Imagine they all just cut. Like, bro, it's not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing.
All right. Actually, question.
Yo.
Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Is this the worst defense of a Premier League title?
Don't be stupid. Don't come on my channel and start asking stupid questions, Prime.
No, because it is.
What? No, because what? Because what? Did Leicester? Firstly, the league ain't finished. Secondly, does Leicester not exist? I don't understand. Do you, man, not exist? Look at me. Look at me. You, man. What, with your 10th place finish? Why are you coming on here asking that? Like, relax, man. We're doing what we're doing. Let the season finish. I'll bring you back on the channel when the season's done. Then we can talk. Is that fair?
Okay, cool. The reason I'm ignoring what you just said. The reason why it is the worst defense of a title is what you said. Leicester to me is, again, people always say Leicester is a fluke. It's an anomaly. So you can't expect them to then retain a title. So no.
I'm not hearing that.
Chelsea finished 10.
I'm not hearing that, Prime.
Chelsea finished 10. Yes, that was embarrassing. I'll admit that. Fine. However, when we won the league, the season before we finished 10th, we never claimed we were the best in Premier League history.
Neither did we. Everyone else did. We didn't.
Sorry, what? I
don't speak for Stroh. I don't speak for.
I'm not talking. No. Stroh's cool.
Ram. I don't speak for anyone else that you.
I'm not talking about Stroh and Ram. I'm talking about this. This is before I joined the Terrace and stuff. People have been saying this all over social media. All the pundits, everyone had been saying it. So
people have been saying that of us. We haven't shut them up, but we've just been like,
But you're also complicit then.
Yeah,
if you see something bad happening and you're not helping, are you not also part of the problem?
Yeah. I'll take complicit. I'll take that. But I don't think there was many of us saying it with our chest like that. We were just happy to have what we had. But listen, I hear where you're coming from.
If Liverpool get 11 how many times have Liverpool lost this season in the league?
Oh man, we've only won.
You've lost 7. You've lost 7.
Yeah.
If you lose 11 games, or you lose more than 11 games, it's worse than Chelsea.
Yeah, listen, I'm not, like, all jokes aside, I'm not happy at this. I'm not happy at this. This challenge that we've mounted. Again, you're not being fair. Like you're opening a can of worms that we know we don't really have the time to.
No. Because here's the thing. In all honesty, it is Chelsea. Yes. However, for any Liverpool fan that said they were the best in Premier League history, for them, their logic should then be this is the worst defense. But how about this? We meet a middle ground. If you don't win the league next season, because Chelsea at least won the league the following season, if you don't win the league next season, then it's the worst.
You are the first person to actually give us a caveat and actually say, no, bro, I'm with that. Give us a lot, because like you can't say all of this, not look at our position, and bro, I'm with that. And I'm telling you, you're the very first person. All I hear is, yeah, you're worst champions, don't want to hear no more, then move on. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro,
but you know, this is the first caveat I've given. I'm the one who started this worst champions thing, so It's the
All right.
first
Well,
caveat I give it.
listen. Liverpool fans in the chat everywhere. Listen, I'm as a Liverpool fan. I'm 36. I'm an old man. I've been supporting Liverpool for a while, and obviously this is the first time that I've seen us win the Premier League. This ain't a fluke, bro. We just needed. It was just a bump in the road. Let's see what the title race is like next season. And that's all I'm gonna say. Then we can talk in it.
Cool.
Getting back into this. Shout out everyone that's in the chat. I'm gonna pull up some comments shortly. Listen, our form guide is a bit mad. Like I said, you had primal cheesing because we're just coming out of a consecutive 4 loss and we've just beaten Sheffield United and we took it like we beat Man United. I know, but Rags, I'll take that. You know them ones there. Obviously, you lot are consecutive. What you've had 3 wins and 2 draws, so your form guide is slightly better. But when you look at it over the season, we're pretty the same, bro. Like what we both won 12 games, I think. You've drawn 1 more than us. We've lost 1 more than you. We score slightly more goals than you. You concede slightly less goals than us. So we're 6th. You're 5th. So
Actually, I would say we're better than you.
No, you are slightly better than us, but only slightly.
Well, yeah, but we're better because our team is not as good as yours.
No.
And you have a better manager. You have a better manager as well. You have a better manager as well.
What did you just say, Prime?
Our team is not as good as yours, and you have a better manager.
Can you just go back on and elaborate? Even, let me just pull up Hassan Nawaz's comment, who even says Chelsea squad depth is better. It's massive. It's like, talk to us. Your team
on paper, yes. However, we brought 7 signings, and everyone said you can't expect a title challenge or to win the league. It's going to take time for these players to gel. Yeah. And we saw that because it's part of why Frank got sacked. Also, other problems, but I'm not expecting 7 players to come in and click automatically, and for things to be functional and working and to be the best team in the world. So yes, we're not as good. We shouldn't be as good as you are.
Okay, no, I understand some of what you say. I definitely agree with you lot being better than us on paper. I think that's a very, very good point because when you look at the team, it's ridiculous. And I think we are a little bit envious. How can you be envious just winning the league? But we're a little bit envious at not necessarily the type of spending, but just the fact that you are in the market ready to plug holes when you need them with the type of players. Yeah, they haven't gelled yet, but you're trying.
But the thing is, we needed to play catch up on you guys, on City, maybe even possibly United. Because if we went into this season with the same squad as last season, we'd get eaten alive. Look what Everton did and how they strengthened.
More hunting with a shotgun, though, I'd say. I think you lot went out with a Mac 10 and you lot just back.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're now struggling. We don't know how to use a Mac 10.
That's what I'm saying. If you'd done the whole shotgun thing and just really picked out who you wanted, and you know what I mean, you could have done it. You lot went out and just got everyone, and now you're obviously it is kind of. Let me pick up on some of these comments. So if we had a fully fit squad and we were in a position, then it would be Chelsea or United are the worst champions. Again, I pretty much touched up on Ian Francis's point. Listen, if we
which United team?
I think he's talking about the United team. I don't know about worse, but I think it was because Roy Keane was talking all that nonsense, and they won it and then subsequently lost Rio, and then I think they were 4th for some reason. I don't think he's talking about in terms of they're the worst, but I know you say you started this, but you and Roy were up there. Roy Keane was talking some nonsense as well, innit? And his thing was that we lost for Van Dijk and so what, but then he openly admitted in his book that their title succession afterwards was a joke because of the fact that they lost Ferdinand.
Yeah, but they finished
4th. I think they finished 4th.
No, I think because I remember a season when they had Rion Vidic injured and they finished 2nd, about like 2 points behind Chelsea.
I don't know. I have to go back and check that one. If Chelsea keep Tuchel long term, they'll be very dangerous. Do you agree with that, Prime?
Yes. However, we have the same problem now as we had under Lampard, which is that final ball. It's not necessarily even. People are saying the lack of goals. Yes, that's partly a problem, but we still need that final pass to get goals because we're thinking of getting Haaland. And yes, maybe Haaland would finish more chances, I guess,
Maybe.
than Werner would.
Definitely.
Well, no. Well, he would. But my point is, if you're not getting said quality chances,
Yeah.
like against Atletico Madrid, we had 2 chances on the plate. Giroud scored his. Werner had his one where you could arguably say he should have scored or he shouldn't. Fine, it was tight, but I think he should have scored it.
He should have scored that. Yeah, like, of
We
his
played.
player of his quality.
Yeah. He should have. We played Man United. We had I think 2 or 3 chances maybe that we should have scored. You could say if that was Haaland, he would have scored them. Fine, but it's the quality of said chances. Like Liverpool, a season ago, 2 seasons ago, you create a plethora of chances. So even if you miss 1 or 2 or 3, you're still going to get more to rectify that.
We don't have a clinical striker. We haven't seen one for some time, and yet
No, I'm not talking about your striker. I mean your front 3, like Salah.
Either we don't have. I'm saying either one of them. Pick them. We don't have a clinical one, but we have one that bangs. Do you know what I mean? So that shows you.
But it's still exactly because you create a plethora of chances. So my thing is either we create more chances, so Werner gets more chances, then he scores more goals, or we need to create quality chances for if we get Haaland, we need to create the quality chances for him to get goals from. It's one of the 2 problems that we need to fix.
What's very, very quickly, what do you think is I watched Werner very briefly in Germany, and he missed a bag of chances there. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't really clinical there. So I mean, I guess I say that to say, are you really surprised at what's going on now, or do you think?
No, I've watched Werner for years, like since he was at Stuttgart and stuff. He does miss chances, but at Leipzig they create a plethora of chances for him. So it's a thing of he'll miss this one, then he'll miss the next, or he'll miss the one after that, but he will still score a goal, or he'll score 2 goals. So it's that thing of we don't create a lot of chances.
Confidence at the moment. I think in Germany
he doesn't help. Yes,
with his head. Do you know what I mean? His chest out. Confidence right now. I think it's hit him that whoa, this league is actually very different.
And that's part of why he's missing even more chances.
Yeah,
I think his confidence is a bit back now because the last few games he's been performing well.
Yeah, you know what? His movement is serious. That's one thing I'll give him. I think he's missing, but Werner's movement, and I'm going to get into it when we go into our player selection, and Werner's movement has kind of affected my choice in who I want to see. Do you know what I mean? Because his movement is dangerous, bro. And I'm not going to lie.
That's why he didn't play against Man United, or he didn't start against Man United, saving him for Liverpool. Which I understand. Look, if the long game is we get a draw against United and we beat Liverpool.
Blasphemous, bro. Blasphemous.
I'm fine with that.
Of course you are. Blasphemous, though. It's never gonna happen, bro. Come on. All right. So that brings us very nicely. Let me just read out this for my boy Factory 15. Liverpool could drop to 8th after 26 games of Everton and Villa win their games in hand. Mazza. Yeah, we won't spend too long on that. So listen, moving on to the game. Ian Francis says Salah is the league's top scorer, but he's so wasteful. It's mad. He is, bro. Even now, he's the league's top scorer, and I don't really think he's in form, if you know what I mean. So and the chances we as Liverpool fans, that's what I said. Like, to have a guy who's got the accolades of scoring and still say we don't have a clinical finisher is mad. You know, the ones there, it's actually mad. Listen, moving into the game, tell me, how do you think it's going to pan out, and then let me know what your lineup would be. What you as Prime would put out against us. Whilst you think about it, very quickly,
we'll beat you.
Did you know that we could become only the 2nd team in Premier League history to win 5 consecutive matches against you? Yeah, man. It's a big. I'm trying to tell you, this game is big, you know. And
wait, 5 consecutive matches in all competitions.
Yeah, against you. Yeah. So just. I think so.
No, because maybe it might just be in the Prem because we beat you.
Yeah, no, just in the Prem. You're right, because
just in the Prem, yeah,
just in the Prem. No, just in the Prem. Thomas Tuchel can become only the 3rd Chelsea manager or head coach to start his tenure with a 10-match unbeaten run in all competitions. And that's big. So there's a lot of spice in this game, man. Sorry, bro. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we'll beat you.
Like the way he just says that so nonchalantly.
No.
So I got you on, bro. So I got you on.
Look, it fits into my narrative. So yeah, I think. we won't concede really chances to you. We'll limit you to chances. Salah's not clinical. Mane looks average right now. Firmino's Firmino.
Can I ask you, are you scared of the return of Jota? Because I'm not gonna. Everything you said right now, I'm like, yeah. To be fair, you're right. But are you scared of the return of Jota?
Is Jota fit?
I don't know.
Okay.
Apparently, maybe. I'm not sure.
Jota's quality, but he's just come back from an injury. So even if he is fit, I wouldn't rush him into this game. But I'm not going to say, okay, yeah, he's quality. So I'm not going to say he can't do anything. But I think if he plays, I think we'll be able to handle him.
Okay. Any
defense is shake? Yeah, I think we'll win 1-0. 1-0 Chelsea.
Anyone from that you sit down? Obviously, we've touched on Jota. Anyone that you think, listen, we have to kind of be wary of.
In Chelsea.
No, you have to be wary of us. Anyone that you're really
not really. Look, Salah
respect on our team, bro.
Salah, and if Salah gets a plethora of chances, he will score. But we're not giving him a plethora of chances. Look at him, Mane. He hasn't been that good this season, so there's not really a fair factor.
Mane has not been that good this season, brother. And I'm bro, he's really not, man.
Maybe you could say Curtis Jones, because I know he's been good. But Curtis Jones is not one of the star boys for England anyway, so I'm not worried about him.
I'm happy about that.
People can say Thiago. What has he done this season? Nothing really. So
okay, no, that's good.
I'm not worried.
That's good. Listen, I'm actually quite happy that you've come with that vim. Do you know what I mean? Because listen, nothing makes a win sweeter. If you'd come here and showed man bare respect, it wouldn't have made that win sweeter.
I respect you, but again, like I'm being honest. Look, if this is you last season, yes, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I have no reason to be.
All right, fair enough. No, I hear that. In terms of your team, I'm going to be honest. I did a show with James Redmond yesterday, and I don't know if you caught it, but we were talking about the new crop of English. Do you know what I mean? English kind of forwards. I think if I remember it rightly, he had Foden 1, Saka, and then Mount, and then Curtis. I had Saka, then Mount, then Foden. That's how highly I rate Mount. I haven't always.
Mount's a bad boy.
Haven't always. I watch a lot of the Football Terrace. Again, guys, please make sure you're going over there and you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. Absolutely, like, do you know what I mean? They're the kings of this. And I've watched the Chelsea show with you and Neats and all of that. And some of the, I don't know what to call it, some of the quote unquote, for lack of a better word, hate, from David and stuff that Mount get intrigued me. So I started to watch him a little bit more. And bro, this boy can ball. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. This boy can ball. Like, I think we definitely need to. I think if Havertz, not even in talent wise, but just had a little bit more about him that Mount brings. You know what I mean? Like he's in there, he's calling for the ball, he's doing bits, he's all over the place. Saw him in your European, the one that
Madrid. Oh yeah,
bro, he was all over. I'm looking at this guy like, what is
even against Man United last game?
No.
He ran the show, and it's like, look, I understand that, and we're living in a day and age where
stats run everything.
Exactly, and it's that end product of if you're not scoring or getting the assist, people don't respect you, and it's like, yes, Mount doesn't have that end product, but again, that comes with age and with experience. But what he's doing, like he's always showing for the ball. He's not hiding in games. He wants to be there. He wants to be involved. Against Atletico Madrid, he got booked early, which means he's missing the second leg. But the fact that he still kept his head.
I think that's going to hurt.
Yes, it'll hurt us defensively in terms of pressing and stuff. But because we're 1-0 up anyway, I think we can.
Yeah.
Manage the game as best as we can.
So as well. I just think that it's not like, oh, Mount ain't there. That's what I meant. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's integral to your team, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
he
Bits
is.
and Bobs, man. Big brother over there,
Bits
man.
and Bobs, my brother.
Come on. Yeah, and even he's saying that as well, bro. Mount can
Handle.
man.
Yeah.
I think
And when
the
people talk
agendas-
about like Grealish, Foden, Madison, and Mount, and I guess you can put Curtis Jones into this context. Like, yes, Grealish and Foden, maybe you can say he done nothing against United. He put Fred in the split, but okay. I think if you say Grealish and Foden are clear, which I don't even think Foden is clear, but if you say those two are clear, that like I don't understand why people praise Madison, but they disrespect Mount, because I think they're more or less the same type of player.
I don't know actually. I think Mount brings you offers a little bit more. To be very honest with you, I think I can understand what you say with that. I think I think Mount is far more Madison like than he is Grealish like. But again, I do think that Mount offers you more. Mount's a little bit more progressive. Mount. I don't know about. They're both quite intelligent ballers, but Mount's very intelligent. Do you know what I mean? Like I think Mount knows his shortfalls and his talent, and he makes up with that by being. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a lot of time for Mount. Like he's
the only thing about Mount is, and I said this a lot last season. I've said it this season. His in the final third, he needs, and again that comes with experience, and he'll learn. But in the final third, his decision making needs to be on point. We played Bayern Munich last season, and I know we got palmed on both legs, but there were times in games where if his intelligence is a bit on point, we score. Maybe the tie goes a bit differently early on. Against Atletico Madrid, his passing, if that's a bit more on point in the final third, we get a goal. Man United yesterday, if that's on point, we get a goal.
How old is he?
23, 22.
See, this is what I'm saying. If he's 22 and he's come from Derby, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think I think what you're saying is that will come with time, and it's the intelligence. 22?
20, yeah.
Oh, come on, man. 22 and you come from Derby, bro, and like to have I think he's got the capacity to get the things that he's missing from his game now. Do you know what I mean? He's integral, bro. Like integral in that team. Best Chelsea player, full stop, bar none. So, and I think like I said, coming from where he's coming from, that's a big thing. And even not just he's Lampard's baby, bro. I've seen the performances he's been putting in under Tuchel, and he's on stuff. So yeah, no, I would definitely say him. Werner I've already talked about. I don't really think couldn't finish a hot dinner, but his movement is mad. Yeah, no, it's mad. And I think with Kabak that we've just got, I think Kabak's a bit of a ball watcher. And I do, bro. I just feel like Kabak's gonna just be watching, man, and then he's gonna find himself behind him somewhere. And that's
it's weird because I was hearing things like the Turkish Van Dijk.
Nah, shut up. We hyped it. But you know what it is? I don't know if sometimes, right? And I'm gonna say this may be wrong of me, but sometimes I look at someone and I can see sometimes that an unintelligent player. I can see like Phil Jones. I'm like, you just don't look like you have the nous for this game. Do you know what I mean? Or like Kabak just looks sometimes like. Do you know what I mean? Like not switched on, not like. And so I did think you can't judge a man by how he looks, bro. You know them ones there. But now I'm seeing him play. I'm like, bro, I kind of thought this. And now you're kind of, do you know what I mean, bringing it into fruition. No, I don't know. The jury isn't out yet. But I just don't know really if he's going to be the level that we need. And I definitely would sit his ass down for this game, just because there's too much going on. Giroud will bully him. Werner will be dinking jinky runs and that. And I think now, like we've gone back, we need Fabinho. We need someone who can sit there and say, listen, we got this. And I personally would play Fabinho and Nat Phillips. I think that's our best.
Who do you think? I mean, you know, for Chelsea, who to watch out for. So it'd be Mount, Werner, Giroud.
Giroud. I don't.
Callum as a wing. No, actually, Callum's out. I think because he.
I was gonna say Hudson Cho's out, isn't he? He picked up something.
He picked up a knock, so I'm assuming he's Pulisic. Yeah, off the bench he can bring a threat. He's picking up a bit of form. But I'm only one. I mean, from a Liverpool point of view, who do you think Chelsea should watch out for?
Jota. Yeah, I listen. Like we are got. To be honest with you, right? Last game, and again, I know it was only against Sheffield United, but bro, we played really, really well, and it wasn't, and it was more. Our off the ball movement prime has been shocking, bro. shocking. You're talking about Thiago, yeah, bruv. The off the ball movement man seeing Muller, Gnabry, Dave, like, bruv, he's spoilt for choice. Bruv, the off the ball movement has been woeful. Let me not tell you, like, let me not lie. Transitional play has been shocking. Man don't want to move. And it's weird because, like, the goals we score are off good fucking movement. Like, we will score an absolute worldie against Leicester. Don't forget the quality of that goal, Prime. Just because they didn't go and get slapped free. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on? Like, it don't make no sense. So, and I didn't see that in the Sheffield game. I saw a lot more movement. However, we've done this too many times. We've done this against West Ham. We've done this against Spurs, where we've seen, we're good. We scored 7 against Crystal Palace. We've lined up exactly the same, and it's been washed. So now I don't want that against you lot. Bring Jota in if he's fit. Bring him in to start, sub him off, bring him on. I don't care. He needs to make an appearance, and when he does, I think he's going to be danger. And Naby Keita, I think we are really needing a box-to-box. Shut up, Prime, man. I understand. No, I get it. I have people, certain man in my own fan base that are giving me the same look, bro. But what he brings to the game right now is exactly what we're missing. Do you know what I mean? And we need it. The only thing is, he's like Pulisic. What Pulisic brings is exactly what you need. You can't rely on Pulisic because he gets bruck. And Keita's worse than Pulisic. But he has, bro, Keita has scored the best goal of his Liverpool career against you, man. Like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, but Frank Lampard was in charge. That doesn't count.
Shout out Ian Francis. Shout out Ian Francis. You know, Curtis has the best pass completion rate from under 21s players in the Prem. Well, don't sleep on my boy, man. And that's another one. That's another one I was saving for last. But Curtis, I think I'd love to see. I'm happy to see that. I'm ready to see that Curtis Mount. Do you know what I mean? During midfield. Yeah, man. Like, I think it's going to be a good one.
Chelsea Salah.
All right, now I was gonna say, bro. I was gonna say, you know, score prediction, but you was in there with your chest.
1-0,
You think what? 1-0, yeah.
1-0 or 2-1. It depends on. Because I just assumed Jota wasn't fit, but you said Jota.
No, he's definitely showing. He's making an appearance. He's not seeing 90 minutes, but he's making an appearance.
Has he played the last few games?
No, he hasn't played since Michelin. This would be the first game, bro.
And how long ago was Michelin? In the group.
In the group.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. But he scored like 7 and 9 or something when he come. Like, he was a hot shot.
Yeah. But my thing is, if he's not match fit,
that's why he won't see 90 minutes. He won't see 90 minutes.
But do you think it's a thing of should Klopp risk him?
Yes.
Really, is beating Chelsea that important?
Yeah, bruv. It's important, bruv. Like, come on, it's important. Prime, this isn't even braggadocious things. We beat you, we're back in the top 4, and do you know what I mean? And we got some momentum, bro. Like I said, right now it's squeaky bum time. We haven't really got like, okay, you take this loss and then bro.
No, but we do. I think people have to start.
Bro,
Aston
Villa are bad games in hand, you know. Everton got
Villa are going to drop.
We said that.
I'm looking at the table right now. West Ham will drop. Villa will drop. Leicester are going. They have injuries. Leicester are going to drop.
Yeah, they are. They are going to drop. But do you remember when we said that with Leicester? They came to our ground. I said, "Bro, they're going to drop." And then Vardy's packing in 30 yarders against Mignolet. I said, "What the hell, bro?" That has made me feel like you can't underestimate
when they win the league,
bro. Can't underestimate no one in this league, in this Corona times, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but when Leicester won the league, that was witchcraft or something. That wasn't real.
Some voodoo, boy. But no, I'm not even gonna say that. That's not nice because their home form was a mazine, bro. Like,
no, it was. I respect it, but it's a thing of like, here's the thing. Spurs should have won the league that season.
Of course. That's why of course, it was theirs to win. So that's why I'm happy, and I'm much rather Leicester win it than Spurs. So do you know what I mean? I'll go for a little some of these predictions. Hassi Mila says 3-1 Liverpool. But I don't know where these goals are coming from. But yeah, I'll take that. I do think this is a far more realistic scoreline, 1-1. And would you that's a good question. Would you take a draw?
And for the long game, yes, but it's a thing of we need to start beating these top 6 teams
16.
because every the other teams we play are not a worry to me. But I think if it's a deciding factor of whether we get top 4 or not, we need to beat those top 6 teams and who's around us, just to take points off them and go above them. Because if we beat you, we stay ahead of you, and it's a thing of we'll get 4 points ahead, and it's a thing of we'll drop points, but you will also drop points, and we'll keep that lead.
So I mean, it's hard to catch it, like to start jumping, like to start clawing back when you start looking at it. Like you got to start taking it seriously at some point, and I think this is the game that we're like, we've got to start.
Especially if West Ham lose, then we stay, I think, like 2 points ahead of them as well.
You're talking about Juju, and what are Man United Juju man doing? Do you know what I mean? Like sooner or later we got to start clawing them back. Do you see what I'm saying? Like so. It's mad, you know what I mean? It is mad. It is mad. Can I just ask before you go, bro? What's going on in your back line? Is Thiago fit? He's
out. He got injury against
old man.
Injured against
old man bones, man. You can't even blame him.
It's not. He was making a defensive challenge, right? He was stretching and stuff. He got the challenge to not even laugh. But yeah, he
old man bones, bro. What can you say, man? Come on.
Yeah. Will he be back for the game? I don't think so. However, we don't. It's a thing of we're not missing him right now.
You think?
Christensen looks amazing. He looks reborn.
You know what we done to Christensen last time, though, innit?
Yeah, again, who was in charge?
Wow, there's a lot of vim for Frank Lampard, yeah. Jeez. All right.
What Christensen up against Thiago?
Let me end the show very quickly with what is your take on Tuchel? And are you now a very, very happy boy with Tuchel at the helm, and you think that this is you, or are you one of those Lampard fanboys that's like, you know, my club?
No. I knew the minute he got the job, I knew he wasn't ready for it at all. Last season, there are Chelsea fans who think getting top 4 was an achievement. If that's the case, that's embarrassing. The club that we are,
for the position you were in, though.
No, because losing Eden Hazard is the difference to whether or not you win a title or you win the Champions League, right? Or you compete for the Champions League. It's not the difference of whether you get top 4, because people forget in the squad we still had title winners, players who had won a Europa League and stuff. We had winners and quality in the team. Mason Mount. Yeah, he was young, but still quality in the team. Someone who can compete at the Premier League level. Tammy Abraham, he might not be good enough to lead a line in a title-winning team, but he can still compete in a Premier League level.
Yeah, he's still a talent.
Who wasn't used at all until the latter stages, and he secured his top 4. Batshuayi, who's a clinical striker, he may not be an all-round great player, but he's a clinical striker. He's out on loan, but Frank Lampard didn't want to use him, but I think he should have. But again, my thing is that we did have good players, and we should have comfortably have got top 4 anyway last season. But it's because Frank kept chopping and changing and just didn't know what he was doing. It made it more difficult. But again, we got top 4. That's not an achievement for me.
Fair enough.
Even though he's inexperienced,
that's the first time I've heard that.
I think he's a good manager, or he's a good manager, a good coach.
Oh, he's at Palace. That's why, yeah.
What?
That's why he's at Palace, yeah.
Yeah, he's at Palace on loan, yeah. But he's a good manager, good coach. But my thing is, he kept competing at the highest level in terms of winning a title or competing for a title. He's not there yet. He will be, but he still has he still has like 6 years or so to get there. Chelsea's not the place to learn.
I'm just very intrigued. Not really like I care much about Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? But like, no, listen. It's the first time I've heard that take. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the only one with that take. I've said this on the terrace and stuff. I'm the only. No one agrees with my take. People say put respect on what he did. That's not something I respect. And the thing is, this is me being honest. Because if that was Gerrard who came in at Liverpool and he just I would say the exact same thing. It's not a bias thing. It's being on. That's not an achievement for. If he was at Everton and he got them top 4 in his first season, yes, that's an achievement for the club because that's the club Everton is. But for a club like Chelsea or Liverpool or Man United, that's not the standard I hold us to.
very quickly then, do you think that his appointment was a romantic one turned bad, or do you think it was just a case of getting someone that would appease the fans in the time that you were you had the transfer ban and that?
I think it was someone to kind of appease the fans. I understand the point. I guess I understand appointing someone during a transfer ban, but then just bring him in as an interim. Because I don't believe this thing of no one wanted to come to Chelsea because of a
then I think they didn't want to have that Ollie thing of him do well and then have to. Do you know what I mean? People be like, well, you have to give him the job. Do you know what I mean? And like,
no, because he didn't do a madness. If we had competed for the title but lost by 7 points and won the FA Cup, that's a madness. Because we shouldn't be doing that with the squad that we had and the limitations. But it's because the thing is, Chelsea fans would say, well, no one wanted to come to us. I don't believe no one wants to come to Chelsea Football Club, whether or not we have a transfer, because you can then just promise the man, like, you have a season to really work with the squad. We do have talented young players. See who's good enough, who isn't. Next season, we will give you. You will have 200 million to spend because you have that Hazard money. You have Morata money. We're still going to sell more players over the next few seasons. You have money to spend.
I'll go in my pockets if I need to. I'm that type of owner. Got you. Here's 400.
Plus, it's not like it's not like you're at risk of getting top 4. Lampard scraped top 4, so it means any other quality manager would. Lampard scraped top 4 with his own deficiencies, not being able to fix our defense with how leaky it was. Any other quality manager, we comfortably finish 3rd, if not finish 2nd, with how bad City were.
Okay, so that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I get that. Well, listen, going into this game, I've had a little bit of time while you've been eulogizing about your team to think about this score. And I'm gonna say, you lot are gonna bang. I think Giroud's gonna bang. I'm gonna say 2-1. We are gonna do a thing. Jota, you're gonna wake up on Friday morning. Jota, he's gonna be in your dreams. You're gonna remember this stream. You're gonna think, oh man, Saints called it. Yeah, he's going to be on stuff. And I think Mane loves to bang against you, man. And I think we're going to see the best of Mane, hopefully, in this game. I hope, because he's been not himself.
Question, can we talk about Trent?
Let's go.
What's up with Trent? Because he's apparently this generational fullback that's revolutionized how to defend and how to attack. He's the Newcastle Dani Alves.
Big facts.
But he can't defend.
All right, so basically with Trent, what I think, my take on Trent is, right? Like, you know, like, you get, some people just get complacent. Do you know what I mean? If you were, 6'5", you never had to go to the gym, you're just absolutely stacked, like, generally speaking, and you just winked at girls and they just threw themselves at you, you wouldn't have to work on your game because it just comes so easy. Trent is at the young age he is. I don't care what anyone says. He's a poster boy for the changing of that role. We now kind of look for Trent-like players. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's the only one, but he is one of the poster boys for changing. Do you know what I mean? Really, like, not to say that like a progressive right back wasn't there before, but the way in which he has been, like, the delivery, the ingenuity, all coming from a right back. He has been up there in doing that. I think that he's been a victim of what has been, like you said, last season and the season before, one of the best backlines, and having a colossus like Virgil van Dijk behind you, and then a mountain like Alisson, should anything spill over, it does make you a bit complacent in terms of, and also, this is my take, I think, rightly or wrongly so, that it's been drilled into Trent so much to be that what's it called, attacking outlet, that sometimes he will let his defense flay just so that he can have, do you know what I mean? I'll let the cross come in because I know Van Dijk's gonna, do you know what I mean, he's gonna deal with it, and in fact I can then make myself a passing option and we're on the attack again. Do you know what I mean? When you then lose the main linchpins of that whole theory, you have to tighten up. Crosses can't keep coming in from your side. Do you know what I mean? However, when you've been doing it for 2 seasons, it's hard to kick that out of your game. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be very, very honest. I'll be the first to say that all of our attacks come down his side. He lets far too many crosses in. But it isn't just a case of him being a bad defender. I think sometimes he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Is this going to be actually something that I need to cut out? Whereas I can then maybe, and unfortunately, every cross on your side needs to be something you cut it out from the source. That's something. But going forward, in terms of, I think Liverpool have been subject of relying on his crossing a little bit too much, especially in recent times. Just kind of, like I said to you before, our movement off the ball's been poor, our transition's been poor, so we get in front of the defence, we don't really know what to do with it, we kick it out to our fullback, and then he just spams a cross in. That hasn't been great. But in terms of when Trent is on song, I don't think there's many that can touch him, to be very honest with you. His last game against Sheffield United, he had 73% passing. He's had 65 out of 89 passes, which was first in the game. He had 123 touches. He had 3 shots. He wasn't dribbled past, kept a clean sheet. What are we talking about, bro?
You knew I was going to bring up Trent. You had stats ready.
Come on, brother, man. Man ain't going to invite you on my channel and just be here just groping. Like, what do you think, bro? Come on.
You know what's funny, yeah? All that soliloquy you said still has not explained to me why he just cannot defend at all. 1v1 in 1v1. This is not this season. It's been happening since he broke through. 1v. I'm not expecting him to be Wan-Bissaka, but he should be able to stop someone at least once 1v1.
Would you say that Reese's Pieces James is a better fullback than him?
All round fullback, yes.
Right now, not even like, you think he's an all-round... Get out of it.
All-round fullback, yes.
I'm not having this discussion with you, bro. I'm not having this
I'd rather have Reece James than Trent.
What? Why?
Forget Reece James. There are other fullbacks I'd rather have than Trent.
Let me shout out Ian Francis. Of course, Trent can defend. Remember, he's had a different CB next to him every week. That's also
remember, I'm not talking about this season. This season has only proved me right how bad he really is. I've been talking about last season. Whenever I talk about how bad he is defensively, Liverpool fans always point to me that City game where he pocketed Sane for one leg. So why can't he do that consistently?
Because unfortunately, like I said, it's very seldom. There isn't a lot of teams that our main creative potency going forward comes from their fullbacks. There's not a lot. Even in Man United, I know Shaw's getting the most assists, but it's still not their game. They don't rely on their creativity to come from their fullbacks. Do you know what I mean? It's very one-touch football.
Bayern Munich play a lot through Alphonso Davies.
Yes, and I do think Alphonso Davies is probably the only person because of the way, and that's in the matter of the style of play. But anyone else, you can't really bring them to me because they don't play the same style of play. And going forward, he's immense, so you can't expect him to do exactly the same thing going. It just doesn't work.
No, I didn't say do exactly the same thing. My point is be competent in defending, like 1v1. Like if he's all the way further forward and the team's counter-attack, I'm not really expecting him to get all the way back. Fine. But 1v1 situations, like in that City game, where Sterling, every single time up against him, had his number.
Yeah.
Why? There's a reason why Trent doesn't play for England.
I'm happy that Trent don't play for England, if I'm very honest with you. Right now, I don't need him to be getting, but I get where you're coming from, and I'm happy that Reece James plays for England, man. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Trent has never really been a defensive stopper. His natural instincts is attacking. I think if he improves on one, the other goes away. I would agree. I think he's a very kind of scaly. Now that I do say that in the stats I had for you, but he never got dribbled past and that, but I do think that when he gets better attacking wise, he does flail. I think he's very that way thinking. Do you know what I mean? And you know the defensive game, like you are built a defender or you're built an attacker. It's hard, but he does the job for us. And if we have the midfielders we need, where we have them, Henderson covers beautifully for him. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good.
People keep saying that he's going to move into midfield. Do you think that's going to be the case?
No, I don't at all. I don't at all. I am. In all fairness, though, the last game he tucked in as like a right wing back when Robbo overloaded the midfield. And we kind of went for a back three when we had the ball. And it was one of the first games in terms of the way in which he moved the ball, his passing range. I thought, right, actually, I can see him possibly doing that, but I wouldn't want him to do that. No, I think keep him where he is. Yeah, maybe way later down in his career when he hasn't got the legs to run, but we'll see. Listen, bro, I think that brings us to the end of the stream, bro. It's been absolute pleasure, man. I've really enjoyed this one, and I knew I would do, to be very honest with you. So thank you very much for coming on. And like I said, anytime. Guys, please subscribe if you haven't. Shout out everyone that was in the comments. Like and make sure that you're hopping over to the Football Terrace. Before you go, Prime, where do you want to shout out your socials and where the guys can find you?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm on the terrace all the time. There's gonna be a preview for this game. I think at 5:30. So everyone check that out. That'll be amazing. You know, guys, what everyone else is like. Mount's got his agendas that he's gonna bring up. It's gonna get probably fiery.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very tasty. I know these previews they get very, very spicy. So guys, please, man, it'll be my pleasure for you lot to go over there and enjoy.
Never disappoint. You can also catch me on Twitter. Latimus Prime X. You can catch me there. I'm on the wrap up every Sunday now. Sunday at 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Shout out, Mr. Bobs.
Yeah, that's where it is, and it's actually it's a good thing this game is not at a weekend, because if Chelsea lose, boy, I've got fire.
Yeah, your head. I hear that. I think to be fair, I think me and Beaks have been talking, and me and Beaks Corner might do a little something as well. So listen. Stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled. Guys, thank you ever so much. Prime, thank you, bro. Much appreciated.
Subscribe, everyone. You're watching, you're new. Subscribe.
Listen, guys. And yeah, man, I'm not even going to... Hopefully you get bag of injuries and you don't win. Nah, I'm only playing, man. Listen, hopefully it's a sick game.
I wish the same for you as well.
I know. Hopefully it's a sick game and we come out on top. Listen, have a good one, bro. Cheers.